जयम् उदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमो पंकजनाभाय नमो पंकजमालिने नमो पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रहे। Now we will recite the whole Sikshastakam once with Tanpura. Actually, it is recited with Tampura. So we will recite along with Tambura. Shatodarpanam. It's all together. Is it audible? Shatodarpanamarjanam भवमहादावाग्निर्वापनम् श्रेयकैरवच्चन्द्रिका वितरणं विद्यावधूजीवनम् आनन्दाम्बुधिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतास्वादनं सर्वाज्ञास्मरणं परं जयते श्रीकृष्ण संकीर्तनं। नाम्नामकारी बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ति तत्रार्पिता नियमिता स्मरणेन काला। एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवमीदृशम् इहाजनिनानुरागः। त्रिनादति सुनीचेन करोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानिनामानदेन कीर्तनीया सदा हरे। न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरी कवितां वा जगदीश कामये। मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवतात् भक्तिरहैतुकी त्वयि। अयि नन्दतनुजा किङ्करं पतितां मां शमे भवाम्बुधौ। कृपया तव पादपङ्कजा स्थितधूलिसदृशं विचिन्तया। नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदहृदया गिरा। पुलकैर्निशितं वपुर्कदा तव नाम गृहणे भविष्यति। युगायितं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रावृषायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दाविरहेण मे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So now we will do with pranam mantras actually. So the pranam mantras which we are actually reciting every day is a shorter version. Today being a festival days, generally the pranam mantras of everyone will be being recited. Okay. Please, I will just display it over there. Wherever you are not able to follow, just leave it and just continue wherever whatever you know. Okay. But then you should know that these are the pranam mantras where we actually respect every one of the acharyas sitting over here. Okay. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यं मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तां सहजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वतीनिति नामिने। श्रीवार्षभानवी देवी दयिताया कृपाब्दये कृष्णसम्बन्धविज्ञानदायिने प्रभवे नमः। माधुर्योज्ज्वलप्रेमाढ्य श्रीरूपानुगभक्तिदा श्रीगौरकरुणाशक्ति विग्रहाय नमोऽस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुगविरुद्धाप सिद्धान्तध्वान्तहारिणे। नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्बारसाम्बोधि पादाम्बुजाय ते नमः। नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगावराय ते। गौराविर्भावभूमेस्त्वं निर्दिष्टसज्जनप्रिया वैष्णवा सार्वभौमा श्रीजगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरद्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपास्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यां नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तुते। जयतां सुरतौ पङ्गुर्मम मन्दामतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्वपादाम्भोजौ श्रीराधामदनमोहनौ। दिव्यवृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमद श्रीमद्रत्नागरसिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद्राधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेवौ प्रेष्ठालिभिस्वेयमानौ स्मरामि। श्रीमन्रासरसारम्भी वंशीवटतटस्थिता कार्षण्वेणुस्वनैर्गोपी गोपीनाथा श्रियेस्तु नः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी श्रीराधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Now, after actually 2015 March, this is the class I am giving again. So there is a long gap of 6 years. So please bear with me because I am not so habituated to give the classes after 6 years because of my schedule, my office schedule and all. So please bear me. And on top of it, I have been given the essence of Sikshashtakam, which is very very deep and very concise actually, and very deep also. So it may happen like that we may completely bypass it also. It is such simple, but such deep also. Okay. Actually, there are two types of mothers, depending upon how they feed their progeny. One is like the mammals, we human beings, we actually, feed the progeny, mothers feed the progeny by the milk, which is completely purified form, of the blood, and whatever is, whatever is the nourishment need for the child. And there are some others, kind of mothers actually, which they feed their progeny. They are known as birds. So how they feed their progeny? They'll just, take something in and they'll keep it at the neck and then they'll omit the same. So actually now, the nourishment part for progeny, for the bird's progeny and for the mammal's progeny, the nourishment will happen. So, but myself, I belong to the second category. I just listen and then I just vomit here, The internal nourishment and process hasn't happened till. But, the message is pure. So, just by listening it, you might get purified. And I also pray that I also should get purified by the same message. See, actually this topic of Sikshashtakam and the essence of Sikshashtakam is more deeper. So actually now I don't want to touch the philosophical part of it, because from 11:30 in the morning till 5:30 in the evening, you are only listening philosophy and at times pastimes. So I know what condition you are in actually. So now we are only going to discuss about the pastimes, okay? And the pastimes of the essence of Sikshashtakam. See, actually in Sikshashtakam, we all know, we have heard some 7 to 8 classes. And we came to a conclusion that, Sankirtan, Yajna is the essence. And the Sikshashtakam in one way or other, again conveys the same thing. But actually, to do Sankirtan actually, we need 3 things. In Bhakti, we always need 3 things. One is the Sankirtana process itself. Like, Sankirtana consists of 2 things. One is Nagar Sankirtan, congregational chanting. The other is the process of devotional service. Like, what we do in our daily life, chanting 16 rounds, personal sadhana, and all this comes into the, Sankirtan. The other part of the Sankirtan is devotional service. Now please imagine, because I don't, do any slides and all, but you should give some of your attention. I just need your attention for half an hour, Initially, I'll just only discuss the pastimes, not the theory, okay? The other part of this Sankirtan, this devotional service is a devotional service. The triangle, let's just consider a triangle which has 3 sides. One is the Sankirtan. The other one is devotional service, Seva. The third one, the base, on which these 2 stand, is actually the relations. So, the relations forms the basis of these 2 things. What are they? Sankirtan and service. So if we think the essence of Sikshashtakam is Sankirtan, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared to give something else actually, indirectly. What is that? Of his 48 years, last 18 years, he just only stayed with very few of his close, confident associates. Why? To show that relations are more important. And how much he preached? He preached for 6 years, 24 to 30 years, that's it. And 0 to 24 years is Adi Leela. To just say that how he is God and how the God has taken the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to deliver us. The next middle part, Madhya Leela, it is about completely the preaching activities. But Antya Leela, which is of 18 years, any great personality, their Antya Kala will be very, very, very important for any of the people, be it any leader, be it any, God, any form of the God. The Antya is very important. And here Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antyalila only deals with his intimate associates. Okay. So what does Lord wanted to convey through this actually? He wanted to convey that relations, to have a very good relations within the devotees is the most important thing. That forms actually basis of these two. What is the Sankirtan, our personal sadhana, and the devotional service. So actually, like we have heard one story now, how Dashrath Maharaj has actually passed his life. He passed away from this world. So this is one part of the story. But just before this, something happened because of which he faced this consequence. What is that? So there is a person known as Shravan Kumar. Okay. So Shravan Kumar is a very young person who is having a very two old parents. Very two old parents. So he's carrying them within his shoulders on a palki. Earlier days we have this, we used to take two, binde. Yeah, kavadi, yes. In Telugu it is kavadi, I don't know in Hindi what we say. So, palki, we take it, no? So, in the front his father used to sit and in the back his mother used to sit. And he used to take care of them very nicely and very properly. By providence, once it happened that, the greatness of Dashrath Maharaj, not only in this world, in this, planet Earth, he used to go to other planets, the planets of Devatas, and he used to defeat demons, and then he used to come back. So that is how his, kingdoms is named, the capital of his kingdom is named Ayodhya. No one can defeat it by Yuddha. That is Ayodhya. Okay? Such a great king. So one of his, skill is, just by listening, he can, shoot an arrow. So what happened once is, Shabda Vedi. Yes. Just by listening it, he can know where the target is and he can calculate the distance and then he will release the arrow and then it will hit it. So one night, very unfortunate night, what happened is this Shravan Kumar was actually picturing pot for their parents. And what happened is, this Dashrath Maharaj, who is in a hunting expedition, thought it is actually the deer drinking its water. And he released his arrow. And unfortunately, it got hit with Shravan Kumar. And Shravan Kumar then and there left his body. Now, after coming near, this Dashrath Maharaj came to know what has actually happened. So, now he thought, I should take the responsibility of this. Now I will, whoever is, his parents, now I will just go and tell them that I am the cause of your son's death. So now this person, Dashrath, who is a king of whole world at that point of time, has gone to their parents, who are very old actually, and he said, the love which you got from your son will be given by me, and apart from that, you will get all the resources of mine. From this day on, everything is yours. That's what he said. Then what his parents replied is very, very, it is very important sentence. The parents of this Shravan Kumar, they said, at this point of time in my life, in our lives, we don't need resources. We need relations. And we have them enough with my son. And at this point of time, we cannot make new relations. So please take to the chiti where my son is, to the, that pyre, the pyre of where it is. Then, Ayodhya, this king of Ayodhya will take those, will carry that palki to that chit. And then they will say, please, please let us also burn. Please throw us in that. That is the only thing which we want to ask from you. That is the only, good which you can do to us. Then what happens? The mother, because she cannot bear the pain. And generally mothers, they will not keep anything inside. They will be just, whatever it is in their mind, they will share it. So that mother, without complete, with complete sadness and moroseness, she cursed actually this king. whatever pain we are facing, you too will face at one day. So Dasharath Maharaj knows this actually. That's how he can't live more with the separation. So he also sacrificed his life, remembering this, Shravan Kumar. So the story of Shravan Kumar, why I just explained it over here to you is, relations are more important than the resources. You know, this is in Treta Yuga story. In Dwapar Yuga also, again the same. The theme is the same, but characters differ. How? See, when Krishna was sleeping, just before the war, both the brothers, cousins, they reached Duryodhan and Arjun. They reached to the Krishna for wanting of his favor, to their side. Krishna, Arjuna, being very humble devotee, he just sat at the lotus feet. And this person, Duryodhan, being very proud, like that he's a king of Hastina. So he sat where? At the head. And, obviously the Krishna's plan are completely different. He again, opened his eyes and he's seeing Arjuna, and Arjuna, in essence, asked, what do you need? So Arjuna asked, I want you to fight on our side. And Duryodhana was very, very happy because what he has, because now the boon of Arjuna has already been happened. Now he will ask me. Now I will ask actually the Narayana Sena. So now this person will go and ask the Narayana Sena. The two Akshoins, actually they are enough to completely, wipe off the planet Earth. But when the Krishna is there with him, that is what the power of Narayana Sena. But now Krishna has already been asked by him. But Arjuna doesn't know this. But when Krishna is not there in Narayana Sena, Narayana Sena is, it cannot completely give its power. So now here, again, one person is after resources, Duryodhana. The other person is after relations. Now who won the game actually? To be very frank, who won the war? It is none other than Krishna, Arjuna. So, the themes differ and the characters differ. In Chaitanya Charitamrita also, just before asking this, how many of you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, condensed or complete form? Half. Jai. See, actually, whenever we read Chaitanya Charitamrita, what happens is in our life, the relations get increased. The sweetness comes in relation. Of course, I also didn't read the complete Chaitanya Charitamrita, but I read many times this, condensed essences and all. But how I know this is because I have seen very nearby the people who read Chaitanya Charitamrita. See, Chaitanya Charitamrita always emphasizes to take association with devotees and also have a very conjugal and very good relations between the devotees. This association, taking association of devotees in our Sampradaya has been bought from Sri Sampradaya. This aspect of, association of devotees is bought from the Sri Sampradaya. Now, how do, what is the basic principle of Sri Sampradaya? Sri Sampradaya has been brought up by 12 Alvars. Many of the South Indian temples, wherever you go, especially in that Vishnu temples or the Balaji temples, you will find Alvars, 12 Alvars, and at times we cannot even spell their name properly. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has bought this association part from Sri Sampradaya, and there is one actually very good story which happened in Sri Sampradaya, whereby the foundation has been based. Sri Sampradaya's foundation is based on association only. Now I'm just about to tell you that story, of Alvars. There are 3 Alvars actually. These 3 Alvars are known as Mudal Alvars. Mudal in Telugu means first 3 Alvars. Okay? So, just after 90th day of passing away of Krishna, first Alvar, known as Poigai Alvar, he has taken birth. Poigai means tank in Tamil, So, he just appeared in the tank. He doesn't have any parents. Because these Alvars are nothing but ornaments of Krishna. And the next one is Pei Alvar. Pei Alvar has taken his birth from a flower, lily flower. Okay? This is after 120th day of passing away of Krishna. And after these two, 3 years of gap, we have one more Alvar known as Bhuta Alvar. So just I am repeating these three names: Pei Alvar, Poigai Alvar, Bhuta Alvar. Okay, these are the three Alvars, and Sri Sampradaya always name these three as Mudal Alvars. They are not separated; they are always together. What happened by the divine arrangement? One day it happened in such a way that Pei Alvar, the first person, was about to reach this place, Kumbakonam. So on the way of Kumbakonam, being it a Chaturmas, so suddenly the rain started, and he has taken shelter of one very small hut where only one person can sleep. That is the only shelter which he has got. So he was sleeping there, and it was profusely raining. And on the same day, by divine arrangement, it happened so that Pei Alvar came there. So Pei Alvar also reached at the same point, and then he couldn't no longer travel his journey to Kumbakonam. So what happened? He could only find that small hut, and it is locked from inside. He is just knocking it, but no one is responding. So he said, I am just completely drenched. I just need a shelter. Please give me some shelter. So the voice from inside, it said, this hut can only accommodate one person to sleep. This is what Pei Alvar said from inside. Now Poigai Alvar replied, a place where one person can sleep is equal to two persons to sit. Then Pei Alvar understood the person who is outside is not a normal person. He might be a very intelligent person. Let him come in. So he will come in actually. So when these two sit and they will just give their introductory talks to each other, the third person comes. His name is Bhuta Alvar. Now Bhuta Alvar, the same condition, the same rainy day. He is also completely drenched. So he will be inside, and he will be outside. This Bhuta Alvar will be outside, and he will be knocking the door again. Now, two voices in unison comes. There is only place for two persons to sit. There is no place for third person. Now, this Bhuta Alvar says, a place where two persons can sit, three persons can stand. So now, both of them, together understand. The person who is outside is not a normal guy. Let him bring him. Let us bring him. So all of the three, they will just stand the whole night. So now all of them are devotees actually, and after their initial conversation, they will come to know they all the three are devotees. Now what happens is, they will start discussing these discussions, devotional topics there. Gradually, the third place, the place for three people completely got congested. Something happened, By early in the morning, there is no place, for these three people only. What happened is, Lord Balaji came there actually, because wherever this guna are being discussed, he will directly present there, and Lord Balaji will directly instruct these three. Lord Narayan will come and directly instruct these three that from today on, this will be the basis of yours. What? You will always be together, and your name will be Mudal Alvars. You are the three together, one Alvars, but three in person. So this is what actually Lord Narayan has himself come in Kali Yuga during the start and gave us, in the form of, and Sri Sampradaya has taken it. That again this has been completely propagated by our Ramanujacharya later. But initially, by these three Mudal Alvars, they form the basis, that the relations and association of the devotees. That is what the important thing is. And what actually, I am just speaking the essence of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Essence of Chaitanya Charitamrita is actually, or Sikshastakam, to actually have a very good relations between the devotees. In that sense, even with the non-devotees also, why it is very important. And see, when we have the relations actually, because we have our material inclinations, so we start showing them with our devotees also. This is going to happen in every devotee's life. There is no exception. So how to deal with that actually? Because initially everything will be Haribol, 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 very good, very good. But when we start, being with this devotee, we will come to know, or we will actually know his drawbacks also. Now, how to deal with the drawbacks actually? See, for dealing with the drawbacks of other devotees, the quality which we need is self-effacing quality. Self-effacing means to glorify whatever good is there in another devotee and to talk something about ourselves very less. We should actually always speak ourselves very less, and we should always glorify the other devotees who are there. This is what is self-effacing quality. If we want to maintain a stable relation in Krishna consciousness with the devotees or with the devotees we know, the self-effacing quality is the most important thing. Okay. So in regards with this, I'll just conclude. I'll just say one more story that is also from Ramayana. I'm sorry, I'm just taking the stories from Ramayana and other ways. But in essence, we should know the essence of these stories. Association and relations with the devotees should be very, very important. And for this association to maintain, what is the quality which we need? Self-effacing quality. Self-effacing quality we get only when we are simple. So actually in Ramayana there is a story, How many of you know Kevat? Kevat. Very good story actually. Kevat is actually a very, simple boatman he is. But he's a very, very simple guy. A very simple people will be very, very intelligent actually. They are very highly intelligent. What we did is, he came to know that, this person has been exiled. Lord Ram is exiled. When he is king, he never reached into our, premises only. But now he is exiled and now he will cross the river Ganga, and he should cross. And I know that on that day only I will be available because it is my duty then. No one will be there. So he devised a plan. So when Ram, Lakshmana and Sita came there, what happened is, he asked, Rama asked, requested Kevat, I wanted to cross Ganga, please, I need your boat. This person, who is very simple, he said, I heard that you kept your feet on the stone and it became Ahilya, and this is made of wood. My boat is made of wood. It is even softer than the rock. I don't know what will happen with this. And if this is gone, I don't have any, my Jivanadhar, means what you say, my livelihood only. So I will not allow you. Then Lakshman will get very angry, what is he speaking, whom he is speaking to and how he is speaking. But Ram knows this guy, Kevat, because he is a very simple guy. So simplicity, because of simplicity, what he said is, Ram, I will only make you allow to cross the Ganga when I thoroughly wash your feet, because your dust that is very, very dangerous. Because of that, the dust reached that stone, it became Ahilya. Now the same dust will reach my boat. What will happen to my boat? I will just wash your feet, then only I will agree. Then Ram agreed for this actually. When Ram agreed this, Kevat actually called all his, fishermen, all his fishermen to come, or all his boatmen or friends to come. And meanwhile, when Ram agreed to this, wife of Kevat has bought a, vessel. Why that vessel? So that the water will be stored in it, and then we will give the Charnamrita to everyone. Kevat said, take away this. Before everyone coming, just take away. Just take away, I am just telling you. Then she couldn't understand why he is saying that, take away this vessel. Then Kevat said, I will just bring a plank. And he bought the plank. Let us, clean Lord's lotus feet on this plank. And then he will clean the plank, clean the lotus feet. And he will clean for near around 3 or 4 hours. This is what the Kevat take times to clean the Lord Ram's this one. Why? Because all the boatmen should get this, Nowhere in the world, ever in the universe has got this opportunity. Only Kevat got, because of his simplicity. Now, why we are discussing this topic actually? Simplicity we should maintain for our relations to stay proper in between devotees. Okay. Now, Kevat has taken whatever is left over on this one. Now, the water is just going deep into that plank, and it is coming out. Whatever is coming out, he has distributed to all his boatsmen. And what he did, he said to his wife, from this day, this will be our belan, belan is this one plank. Every day you should make a roti on this, and the Lord's lotus feet and water has been on this, and I will eat the roti every day of Lord's lotus feet. No one has got this opportunity. And in between what happened is, Sita Mai says, Lakshman, this is the only opportunity which we also have. We will also stand in the line. So all, just at the end of the boatman's, queue, Lakshman and Sita will also stand because they never got this opportunity. And, now the journey starts of Ganga, they'll make them, Kevat makes them, these three people sit on the vessel and then he will cross the Ganga. And at the end point, just before, the shore reaches, he'll come back again. No, Ram thinks, he might be, wanting of something, some dakshina or something like that. So he doesn't have anything because he himself is nothing, in the bark, tree bark actually. So he doesn't have anything. But Sita Mai is having one gold ring actually with, to her finger. Sita Mai has taken it and told Ram, please give this finger, this ring to him as a gift. Then Kevat says, do you think I'm a businessman? What am I going to do with this ring? I don't need this. Keep it with you. And Lord Ram asked, what do you need then? I don't have anything other than this to give to you. So Kevat asked, because he's a very simple guy, intelligence will already be there with them. Whenever you come back to Ayodhya, you should only go on my boat. That is the only service which you should do, or that is the only thing which you can give me back. But what happened meantime, because that Muhurt of Pattabhishekam is very nearing, they have taken that Pushpak Viman and they will directly reach there. Now, this is the coronation of Lord Ram, coronation of Lord Ram takes place. It is said, the birth of Lord Ram, the coronation of Lord Ram has been witnessed by everyone, Jiva of this world, of this universe. Now everyone's attention is on Lord Ram on his Pattabhishekam day. Now this person is actually watching what is searching in all these jivas about one person. Who is that? Kevat. Why? Because he wanted to say sorry to him. Because I could not fulfill your promise. See, actually when we are simple, the person who actually whole world concentrates on will be concentrating on that simple person. This is what actually Kevat's example is. So, let me end this with this because we have another Sankirtan, we have Abhishek and all such. But the essence of it is, whoever reads the Chaitanya Charitamrita, let me give some examples of how they behave. This is a story of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. One day, what happened is, he got terribly stuck in traffic jam. He along with 4 of his disciples. So, all these 4 disciples, they are actually frantically checking, in every nook and corner of that car to get some prasadam, because they are very hungry. And Maharaj came to know that all his, 4 disciples who are sitting in the car are very hungry. So what he has done, anyhow it is, traffic jam and it takes a lot of time. There you see a Tailawala, who is, selling the gajak. He has just gone out and with his dhoti, he goes, please give me some gajak. And that person, actually, those disciples are in the Mercedes car actually. Maharaj was traveling on Mercedes car. And this gajak wala, Taila wala has seen this person, अरे ये तो महाराज है एक तो ऊपर से भिक्षा मांग रहा है. वो बोले कि मेरे जो डिसाइपल्स हैं, मतलब मेरे जो शिक्षक हैं, बहुत भूखे हैं, मेरे पास पैसे नहीं है, मैं आपसे मतलब भिक्षा मांगता हूँ, थोड़ा दीजिए ना. तो उसने क्या किया, उसके पास वो बोला यार महाराज आप ऐसा मत करो, आप थैला ले जाओ, पूरा थैला ले जाओ, आप ऐसा मत करो, मेरे को पैसे नहीं चाहिए, आप थैला ही लेके जाओ पूरा. पूरा कवर दे दिया उनको. सी वाई दिस स्टोरी इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. This is how a person who reads Chaitanya Charitamrita behaves. They will go to any extent. They will not see that he is my disciple, he is suffering, okay. No, they will have very personal relations. And I'll just end up with this one pastime, of Prabhupada. Once, there is a Mataji whose name is Lilavati. So Lilavati Mataji, she takes care of Swiss temple, in his very youth time, in the initial days of Krishna consciousness, very, very actively and enthusiastically. But as time passed, she got up with some disease and she was being hospitalized. And in 1976 or some 75, I guess, Prabhupada again has visited the same temple, Swiss temple. Now, all the services are happening there. Every service is happening perfectly. Prabhupada came in and he has seen everything. He was felt very happy. And then he asked, "Where is Lilavati?" And devotee said, his disciple said, "She is in hospital and she's being treated." So Prabhupada asked, "Who is along with her?" Prabhupada, nurses are taking care, no issues. So then that time, that offering, like Aarti was going on. Prabhupada told, stop everything, let us all together go to her. He ensured, and at Lilavati, after going to the hospital, he said, service to the Lilavati is more important for me than you doing all other services in the temple. See, what is actually important here is, again, Prabhupada is very personal. He is not like, of course, the movement has been spread by him, but the underlying principle behind it is the personal relations. Because the relation which he had, he has seen that Lilavati really struggled in her initial days. Later on, when he couldn't, do the service, it is not proper behavior to leave her alone. We should be there. So this is what actually relations mean. And one more, what to say, like is Sarveshwari Mataji, if anyone of you know. So this Mataji is actually in Vrindavan temple. When Prabhupada came to Vrindavan in 1977, what happened is, this Mataji known as Sarveshwari Mataji used to make all, cooking for Prabhupada, personal cook. She is a personal cook of Prabhupada. And she is 7 months pregnant then. So what happened is, she is coming and giving the milk to Prabhupada in the evening, because before just sleep, Prabhupada takes some milk. Not sleep, before night. Because Prabhupada never used to sleep. He only used to sleep for 2 hours. In the night, 9 o'clock or 8:30, his daily habit is to drink milk. So this Sarveshwari Mataji got some milk to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada's personal servant, handed over it to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada got to see that Mataji, Sarveshwari Mataji. And he noticed that she is pregnant also. She asked, did Sarveshwari drink the milk? So his personal assistant said, Mataji, Prabhupada, she will drink. No, call her here. So Prabhupada made her personally drink the milk which was meant to Prabhupada, and he ensured for the next 1.5 months, every day that Mataji comes and drinks in front of him. Such personal he is actually. Why? Because in relations now we should be very personal. We should keep aside all our whatever qualifications which we have. Because generally in relations skills come in. Because some people will have skill to outreach to people and convince like anything. These are the skills actually. And some people will have properly decorating skill. Some people will have proper ucharana skill. Some people will have remembrance of the sloka skill. These are all skills. Please remember, these are all skills. See, what happens is, when skills come in, ego also comes in. Because skill is a material activity. Skill is a material talent. Along with that, the ego also drives in. So we should always remember, to be very simple in relations and not to bring our skills along with that our ego. So this is, I just thought, this is the essence of Sikshashtakam, to have a very wonderful and good relations in between devotees. Hare Krishna.
Let's thank Lalit Mohan Prabhu 3 loud. It was just like the icing on the cake. Prabhuji gave the essence of Sister